AM 1230, 93.3 FM, KTRF. Thursday means Hometown Heroes, brought to you by Oakley Quilting, by Ace Rental, Roxbury Truck Repair, Marco, QuickPrint, and the Thief River Falls Regional Airport. And joining us on our Hometown Hero show today, no stranger to the microphone, Lee Richards.
Good morning, Mark.
Good morning. Good morning. So can I call you Dick or
Dick or Lee? A lot of people call me Lee no matter where I go. That's fine.
For everybody knew you on the air as Lee Richards.
Right.
Although that's not your real name.
No, it isn't.
That's your radio name.
That's my radio name. I was named 30 years ago by one Grant Nelson.
Grant, really?
Yes.
Grant helped you pick your radio name, huh?
Yes, he did. He said, "What's your name?" I told him. He said, "Yeah, you need a radio name. What's your middle name?" I said, "Lee." He said, "Let's reverse your middle and first name, and Lee Richard."
And that's the way it went.
Yes.
And there you go. And that's how you jumped right into radio. We want to go back, though, a little bit farther before we tell folks about Lee Richards.
Back in the Stone Age.
Let's go back to the Stone Age. Where were you born and raised?
Here in Thief River Falls. Yep. I was a native boy, I guess, and graduated from high school here. I eventually joined the Navy, and Sports Wayne does not think this was a good idea. At one time, I was living in a house with several other people on the beach, Southern California, going to some school, and he said, "Why did you come back to northern Minnesota?" Well, it was home, I guess. I know, swimming most of the time in the Pacific Ocean. It was interesting.
Yeah.
It was fun.
How long were you in the Navy?
4 years.
4 years.
Right.
What did you do in the Navy?
Um,
What can you tell us that you did in the Navy? What division were you in, or what department, or what did you? Give us an idea.
well, let's go communications.
Okay,
See,
communications.
that's all I can tell you.
All right, communications.
Right.
4 years you're in
Right.
the Navy. A lot of time on the ship, or did you go overseas?
No, that's
or
one of the
back here?
strange things, Mark. In the Navy, you would expect you're on a ship a lot.
Yeah.
I never saw one. If they had to send me somewhere, they flew me. So
Kind of odd, isn't it?
I thought I should have been in the Air Force. Yeah.
All right.
I
Well,
wound up in the state of Maine. That was my last place. And I fattened up on lobsters a lot. A buddy of mine and I would, not every payday, but every so often on payday, we'd go down to the dock and buy lobsters right off the boat. Cheap.
Cheap.
I'm going to tell you they were cheap.
Yeah, and that's where you get your love of lobster, huh?
You betcha.
All right. Well, thank you for your service too.
Right. Thank you. You're welcome.
All right. So you moved back to this area, and what did you look for? I mean, what got you interested in radio?
I'd always kind of thought about radio when I was younger. I used to listen to some radio listen to radio programs. And I got kind of interested in that. And when I was in the Navy, I kind of hooked up with the radio station when I was at another base. So I worked for a year there doing radio work. And I got out and I kind of went to work for my brother-in-law and his dry cleaning establishment. And eventually, like I said, 30 years ago, I took up broadcasting at the school out here with good old Howard, Rocky. Oh, and thanks for bringing me in after Howard Rocky, the voice. Yes.
Yeah. So you went to school out there, and then after that, you were out here.
Yeah, I went to downtown to KKDQ first.
Oh, you did? Okay.
And then Dave Halverson at the time asked me if I'd like to get into doing news for them. I said I could try it, so I did. And then Todd McDonald, one of my classmates at the broadcast school, was here at the time. And he called me and invited me over. Want to come over and work here? I said, we'll give it a try. So I came over and interviewed by Mr. Stark, Ted Stark, who owned the station at the time. And that one thing led to another. I left KKDQ and came here.
And you were here for a long time.
Yep.
And you were, for many years, Lee Richards, you were the voice of Sunday morning because
Yes.
at one point it was you every Sunday.
Yeah, yes, it was.
In fact, for I think a number of years, I don't know that you missed a Sunday.
Probably not. No.
Until you were kind of forced to. I think it was, if I remember right, because of some health issues.
Right.
And then Brent took over for a while. And then when you came back from your health issues, you and Brent basically went every other weekend.
Alternated, yes.
On Sunday. So you're a big part of it. People really got to know your voice as somebody of not only news and informative, but authority and keeping folks informed on weather information too, right?
We sure tried, yes.
Lee Richards or Dick Bjorken is our guest today on our Hometown Heroes. We're going to talk a little bit about some of his coverage. Of course, he's going to be honored by the school board here, too, because he covered a lot of meetings, including a lot of school board meetings. We're going to ask him a little bit about that, too, in just a moment. Oakley Quilting, of course, of Oakley, part of our sponsorship and our Hometown Heroes. Of course, stop on by Oakley Quilting Supply. They carry many quilting lines, include Moda, Henry Glass, Quilting Treasures, and many more. And they're adding new fabrics all the time. They are on Main Street in Oakley, Oakley Quilting. By Roxbury Truck Repair, truck shop, truck and trailer, maintenance and repair. It's Roxbury Truck Repair. Ace Rental for all your rental needs. Give them a call, 681-5862 for Ace Rental. Marco, communication tools, copiers, IT services, and maintenance. Check them out at marconet.com. By Quick Print for all of your printing needs. It's Quick Print here in Thief River Falls and the Thief River Falls Regional Airport. When you want to travel and do it in style, you go to the Thief River Falls Regional Airport, check them out, and head to your next destination with the Thief River Falls Regional Airport. All right, our guest on our Hometown Heroes on KTRF, Lee Richards. Lee Richards, a.k.a., Dick Bjorken.
Yep.
You ran to a lot of meetings over the years, and school board education correspondence, what Key Teeters called you. You did a lot of coverage of the school board, didn't you?
Yeah, saw a lot of Board of Education meetings. Yeah, took in a few council meetings with the city council. And I remember back in broadcast days, we used to go videotape school board meetings. Don't do that anymore. They don't need it, I guess, because we do such excellent coverage of it.
Yeah.
You know, we don't need it on the TV. Yeah, a lot of school board meetings, and they're interesting. Sometimes they took quite a while, but now we have things kind of toned down a little bit, so we don't take as long. We try not to. And I got to know a lot of the people that work on the school board. So it's been interesting.
And you saw a number of
superintendents
come through as well.
Right.
You worked. Do you remember some of the superintendents you worked with, or did you have a favorite? I suppose that's a dangerous question.
That's a dangerous question. Yeah. One of them might be listening now.
Yeah.
So.
But a lot of school board members as well.
Yeah.
Do you remember? I suppose one of the bigger ones would have been when they went through the big referendum here for. Or was it a capital expense referendum or whatever for the additions?
Lane Larson was superintendent then. She got that swung through, and we tried for a while to get things going like that, and finally Lane got it swung over, convinced the voters, I guess, because they all approved it, and we sure needed it.
Yeah.
We sure needed it.
Somebody texted on our pizza text line, Lee Richards is an amazing person.
Oh.
Knew him first when I worked at Narvert Cleaners, then enjoyed listening to him on KTRF.
Oh.
So thanks for the text message.
Very good.
And of course, a lot of people did listen to your words, whether it was with school board or other news, or for that matter, even when you were just running a regular board shift, right?
I guess so, yes. Yeah. And every now and then when Key wanted to take a little break, I'd take over the news department for her, so that was all right too.
Yeah, and also running sports, because that wasn't just news. Although you didn't go out and broadcast games, you ran the ball games back here at the radio station for a number of years.
Yes, I did, and I had the opportunity to train in a few board operators. Most of them.
A lot of
young
board
guys.
operators. Yep, young people out of the school.
Yes.
Yep, we brought in 15, 16-year-old kids wanting to learn something and make a few dollars.
Oh, sure, pick up a little, spending money and all that. So, and they were also doggone smart, Mark. It was scary.
It was, but you did a good job of training them too, so that was a big part of it. Lee Richards, our guest on our Hometown Heroes, and of course the school is going to be honoring you too with a little award too for some recognition of your time as covering school board, so that's kind of neat too. I think well deserved.
Oh,
well deserved.
Yes.
So what are you doing now, Lee Richards? I know you ran into a little bit of health problems, which took you off the air here, but you look good.
Well, that's good.
How are you feeling?
Good to hear. Well, right now I'm having a little health problem right now. It's I'm on dialysis 3 days a week. You sit for 3.5 hours, and they cleanse out your blood supply. So We all have a little private TV though that they give us, so we can watch TV for 3.5 hours. You aren't completely bored, silly. So
Yeah.
I tell you, they have quite a group of people. Some people come down from Bodette because they have dialysis in Rosa, but that's full. I have one of my technicians. He comes up from Fargo. He said they have 32 beds there, chairs, I should say. Bemidji has 15. He said they're all full.
Yeah.
So
A lot of people on dialysis, isn't it?
yes, there is.
Yeah,
Yes, there
that's
is.
tough. Well, best of luck with it, and like I said, you look good, and although your voice is got a little weaker, you still
Yep.
look good. So it's good to know you're still here.
Yeah,
and
thank
able to
you.
come visit with us. So
Yeah.
appreciate that. Now I want to look back too. One other thing we got to bring up, Lee Richards, is you and Wayne did for many years here. You'd sit in that back room in the early morning hours with a pencil and a little piece of paper that had some squares on it. You are a big crosswords buff. Are you still?
Oh yeah, I still do them. Yep.
A lot of crosswords.
Yes, sir, I do. That's one
And you had a
my-
lot of partners too. I think Wayne would help you, or you guys would do it here. And I think you'd go downtown and do more crosswords, wouldn't you?
We do them Saturday mornings at the what used to be the pool hall. But they had a little cafe down there, and work with Art Welter and Al Rux, and we do crossword puzzles. The four of us have breakfast, do the puzzles.
Yeah. Favorite time in radio? What was it?
Favorite time in radio? I don't know. Probably. Oh, I did probably one of the first, if not the first, interviews with our representative Colin Peterson back in 1990. And it's gotten to the point where ever he comes up here, whether he's out doing the Bob Farms dedication at the pool out east of town, whether he's dedicating the highway here, whether he's in Warren doing a dedication over there, I've been there talking to him. He called me Lee now, so that's a distinction. So we know each other on site.
That's good. You get to meet a number of people too with your interviews.
Yeah,
as well.
KTRF, one of my first assignments was they flew me down to Minneapolis. Got to talk to Governor Perpich at the time, so that was interesting. That
Yeah.
was probably one of the favorite moments.
And that would have been back in the 90s, right?
Yes, it was.
Yeah. So interesting, and it's been a good trip to have you with, and you certainly have been a big part of Thief River Falls Radio as well. School board covering meetings and the news as well. So you're our hometown hero. So I
Well,
want to thank you for
Mark. Thank
coming
you.
in, and we appreciate visiting with us today too.
Very good. Thank
Good
you,
to have
sir.
you back here. All right, and not too many cookies here when you're here.
Okay,
Okay,
I'll try and cut back.
Lee Richards, our hometown hero today. Hometown Heroes brought to you by Oakley Quilting, Ace Rental, Roxbury Truck Repair, Marco Quick Bread, and the Thief River Falls Regional Airport.